Welcome to OzChris vs. Marvel Comics for week 4 of August, here with reviews of The Amazing Spider-Man number 28 and House of X number 3. So starting off with ASM, written by Nick Spencer, art by Kev Walker, the coloring by Laura Martin and Andrew Crossley, and the cover by Ryan Ottley and Nathan Fairbairn. So, Beetle turns out to be this mysterious love interest that Randy, Peter and Boomerang's roommate, is hooked up with, and Randy is not particularly happy about her status as a supervillain and what she's still doing, especially after he finds out that her and the Syndicate are the ones that attacked the Feast Center. He was worried that Aunt May would have been hurt, and also is not happy about the fact that his roommate Boomerang was kidnapped by his girlfriend and her group. So their relationship is a bit rocky. Boomerang reveals to the Syndicate what's actually really going on when Kingpin arrives to retrieve Boomerang from them. They're very much hell-bent and in full intentions wanting to torture and possibly kill Boomerang, but Boomerang reveals to them all that the Beetle tricked them all. She formed the Syndicate for two reasons. Three reasons, really. One, to kidnap. You get a group to kidnap Boomerang and hand him off to Kingpin on the false promises that, considering Boomerang screwed all of them, they would all get their revenge. No, not really. Kingpin was the only one that was going to get his revenge, and Beetle wanted to make sure that he did. Second reason, she wanted out, and she wanted to spend the rest of her time with Randy. Then the third reason was she actually just wanted friends. She wanted a group to hang out with. So this whole who run the world girls, we're going to show the crime world that we're the queens. We don't need no man to help us. We are better than the men. Not equal. We are better. We can do a better job of being crime bosses. That was pretty much all a lie, considering that Beetle was working for Kingpin, a man. So Beetle has no choice but to after Boomerang reveals that last fact about she just wanted to be in a group, Beetle hands Boomerang off to Spider-Man to get him away from Kingpin and his forces, and we'll leave it there. So story, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. It was average. It was okay. It's a simple end to this story arc. The art and the coloring, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Good art, good coloring. The cover, I'm also going to give a 4 out of 5. Good art, good coloring. This doesn't particularly happen. Kingpin fighting Spider-Man and Boomerang, he's more of an outside presence that influenced what was going on. He doesn't directly engage either of these two characters. So on to House of X number 3, written by Jonathan Hickman, art by Pepe Larraz, coloring by Marte Gracia, the cover art by those two. So, having learned of Mother Mold, that's been created by Orchis, and the possibility that it would lead to a future that with a Nimrod, Cyclops, on Xavier and Magneto's blessing, it creates his own team of mutants, his own X-Men, to deal with Orchis to destroy the Mother Mold to prevent a future with Nimrod. So, gathers all these mutants. Well, mainly a lot of these are like notable mutants. So, Jean Grey, Mystique, Angel, Wolverine, plus a couple of others. So, he gathers their team. Their intention is, if possible, no casualties. Their only intent is to destroy Mother Mold. And while this is all going on, Sabretooth goes on trial for, what he did in House of X. But he is freed by Emma Frost, who doesn't even really use her powers. She just uses her influence and all that to free Sabretooth. But the main part of this issue is that the mutants feel threatened by Mother Mold and the possibility it will create a future that will greatly endanger them, given what we've seen with Powers of X. So they're launching their attack against Orchis and we'll leave it there. Story, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Good story. The stakes are definitely getting higher. Still not getting a lot of questions answered, but the stakes are definitely getting higher halfway through the story, counting House and Powers of X. That it's technically a 12-issue story considering they both interconnect to one another. So we're halfway through this story. The stakes are getting higher. Have to wait and see what happens when the X-Men attack Orchis, attack the Mother Mold, and what aftermath will result in them doing this, because they're launching an attack, even though it's to protect their existence and to prevent a terrible future. Not everyone's going to be happy in a way about this, so we'll have to see what happens as a result of this. The art and the coloring, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Good art, good coloring. And the cover itself, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Good art, good coloring. It is kind of not particularly simple, but it is a very catching and good cover, I would say. There isn't particularly, it's just a sentinel in the background, but there isn't particularly a lot to this half of the page, but I think it is still a good cover regardless. So that is it for those 2 reviews. Thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'd appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one.